Okay, part 2. Because this is such a thick book, I have to do this in 2 parts, so we're just carrying on. So just some pictures of the medals, which were really beautiful. And we had a countdown sign in downtown Vancouver, so every so often when I was down there, I'd get photos taken there. And postcards that I was given at different pavilions. That's our Science World, which became Russia House for the Sochi 2014 Olympics. And they had displays and stuff there. A picture of me on my way to my shift. Just odds and ends of stickers and things that were given to me. Big map of downtown. This is the juice that I drank the entire Olympics. I had either that or water because the only other thing they had was pop. So Coca-Cola was the sponsor, so I saved that because I was sick of juice by the time I finished the Olympics. And then there's just this little thing, and I thought it was cute because it had a spot for a photograph, so I put a photo of me in my uniform. This is a cookie wrapper that I sewed in. We had cookies every day. We had 2 choices, oatmeal and raisin or chocolate chip. And again, we got sick of them by the end of the Olympics. Inside is some confetti from the different victory celebrations. They would shoot out of the confetti cannon, and I thought it was kind of fun to save it. A list of Olympic events, some shots of the Athletes Village in Vancouver, the Australians flag hanging off their area of the Athletes Village. That created a big hoo-ha, and people said, no, it's their party, let them do it. And so finally the powers that be kind of backed off of that. Gum that they gave us, picture from the library. People were tossing their tickets on the floor at the end of the night, and I couldn't believe they would throw away souvenirs, so I kept picking them up. So I just saved all kinds of little bits. The envelopes were what the tickets came in, and again, they were throwing them on the floor, so I'd pick them up and take them home and hang on to them for my book. Just more stuff that I saved. Another ID from the closing ceremonies. I'm sitting with the athletes, the Canadian team, in this photo at the closing ceremonies. Kissing the moose that were floating around during the closing ceremonies. We were goofing around down in Ring Road just before we picked up our athletes. Just some warnings from transit. And I saved this because it was about getting around town during the Olympics, which I thought was interesting. Some photos of the lineups for security. Just some reports that we had, like Games Time incident report card that you would have to submit if something happened. Picture of Terry Fox during the Paralympic opening. My Paralympic ID. Postcard I made for a 2010 Olympic art installation. Me in my uniform. A tag from when we got the uniforms. A picture from the Paralympic opening. This was written in our coats, and it was right over top of our hearts, which is really cool. It's part of our anthem. Paralympics. This was when I was being a torchbearer for the Paralympics, taken like in the wee hours of the morning. So there's just some photos here of me with my torch and lighting other people's torches, and it was a good time. Postcard from that. This was a party that the mayor held later that day, in the afternoon of the opening of the Paralympics. And it was the largest gathering of Paralympic torchbearers they'd ever had. This is me with the president of VANOC, John Furlong, and me with the mayor of Vancouver, Gregor Robinson. And then just some odds and ends from the zip line and some cards that I was given. More pictures from the Paralympic party. Just some more information. This was in one of the stations that I pass through every day. Little mascots. This was the first day of the Paralympics. We finally got in line to go on the zip line, my son and I, so we did that. It was really fun. It's the view from the top of the zip line when you're looking down, and then they gave us these little tags to say we had done it. Another postcard from Manitoba House. These are the little info booths they set up all over the city for people so that they could get information. Sorry, I was just checking how much time I had left. These were the red mittens that were given out, that you could buy for during the Olympics. They sold out really quickly. I got one pair, and then I also got a special pair that were Paralympic, and there were only 600 pairs, and they were only for the torchbearers, so I have 2 pairs of red mittens. This was the relay route for the 24-hour relay, and marked off here is the section that I carried the torch, which was down this beautiful street. This is what it looks like at night, which was how it was when I went. And this is what it looks like in the daylight. And I just think it's so spectacular at night. I got the best section of the route. I got really lucky. And after the Paralympics closed, they had one last skate where you could go and skate at the speed skating oval in Richmond. So we went down and did that because it would be our only chance. Just some more little bits I saved. These were talking about the SkyTrain and the Seabus. This was taken at the Olympic Village, and it was a sticker that happened to be left up of who was in that building. And then I bought a whole pile of Olympic stamps, and I saved them. That's just my receipt, because they were really cool and they were super inexpensive. I think I got, I don't know, I bought about $10 worth. I gave some away on my blog. This was when they invited us to come to the Athletes Village and tour it in April after the Olympics were over and the Paralympics. It's John Furlong and I, and an Olympic athlete and I figured because I kissed the moose I ought to hug the beaver, so I did. And then just some stickers, and then I just have a bunch of postcards and a folding map and that type of thing left in the back. So that is my journal, and I have to finish writing in it, but because there's now the 1-year anniversary celebration, which starts on Thursday, the events start happening for that, I'm considering making a 1-year anniversary journal as well, because I have a feeling it's not all going to fit in this journal. Because I'm going to be doing a flash mob on Thursday, and then there's a breakfast with John Furlong on Saturday morning that I have tickets to, and then I'm going to an all-day party downtown, and then Sunday is the viewing of the CTV special, which I was a part of. I shot a segment for, so I'm really excited. So I think I need a second journal for that. So there it is.